Hi everyone, this is Christy with the Element Bath & Body here in Dallas, and today's video is going to be a really quick one. We're going to go quickly over pricing your product for wholesale, direct-to-consumer or retail, white label, and private label. And we have some examples of pricing. This document is available for free. I will link it in the description box. We did a deeper dive video in going over branding, target market, things like that. That video will also be linked up top somewhere and in the description box as well. But for this one, I wanted to do really quickly go over this graphic that I made for you all. And you can screenshot it or download the document and use it, and hopefully it's helpful. Alright, so let's get into it. For today's example, we are using a 4-ounce filled jar of foaming whipped sugar scrub. We calculated in another video that the cost was going to be $2 per unit. That is $2 per jar. Once it's labeled, you factored in all your costs, shipping, everything. So wholesale means it is your product with your branding, logo, etc. on the shelf in someone else's store. Your cost per unit is $2, and you normally won't go below cost times 2 for wholesaling to sell in bulk to another store to sell. So your cost $2 times 2 equals 4. So you would sell it at $4 per unit per jar. Direct to consumer, which is also known as retail, it is your product being sold online or in person via website, social media, vendor markets with your branding, logo, etc. Product is sold directly from you to the customer, no middleman. Typically for retail, we use what's called Keystone Pricing. That is your wholesale cost times 2 or cost times 4. So to break that down really quickly, if you are the manufacturer of this foaming whipped sugar scrub, you're getting all the raw materials, you're making it, then you want to take your cost, which is $2 per unit, multiply it by 4. That's your retail cost. What you're going to sell to your customers is about $8 for that product. If you are buying this product already made from Bulk Apothecary and you bought it at $4 a unit after you've calculated shipping and stuff, then you take your cost times 2, and that is your retail cost. Whenever you're buying in bulk from someone to resell, you are a reseller. So you want to mark it up by at least 2. If your market supports it, you can mark it up more than that. Really simply, white label is your product, their branding. It is your formula unchanged with their logo. So think about Equate, which is the Walmart white label brand, or Up and Up, which is a Target white label brand for ibuprofen. The formula for ibuprofen has not changed. It is being marketed as that particular store brand. That's what white label is. A lot of people confuse white label and private label, but if you are buying something in bulk and all you're doing is slapping your label on it without changing the formula, no customizations, it is white label. Pricing on this can vary depending on the type of account. If they want the product naked without any labels or design or any of that stuff, you can charge as low as your wholesale cost because you're not doing any extra work. And you don't have to put labels on them, which is great. I have a couple of clients like that. If they want you to create labels, design things like that, then of course the cost goes up. You set up whatever you guys agree upon. If it's a one-time label setup fee of $75 or $100, or you just calculate that into the cost of your per unit. That is entirely up to you and your client. Private label is a custom recipe created exclusively for that client. It can be as simple as custom color and fragrance combinations, completely new product development, or an improvement or change to an existing product that you already have. Since you're creating a custom product, a contract needs to be in place before production and testing starts, and you need a contract whenever you're doing bulk orders as well, but specifically for private label because you're going to be going back and forth testing things with this customer. For example, you may have a product that they really like a lotion or a body butter, but they may want it to be a little bit lighter. They may want it to be a more lightweight product versus what you currently offer. So you make those changes, and then you settle on a price between you and your customer. If they don't need any designing or any of that stuff, no labeling, just naked containers, you make the product and send it to them, then you can do cost times 3 if they want labeling or designing, or if it's a more labor intensive, time intensive product going back and forth, then you change your prices based on how much energy and time you put into that product. So these pricing guidelines are not by any means set in stone. There is no set way that you have to price your products. You have to know your target market. Number one, you have to know your cost. Then you have to know your brand identity, your target market, who you're trying to attract. Are you a discount brand? Are you a contemporary brand? Are you a luxury brand? All of that gets factored into your profit margins and how much above your cost, your base cost per unit you can charge, and your customers will still pay for it. If you have questions or need this broken down a little bit further, again, there is a deep dive video where we talk a little bit more about value perception or perceived value, target markets, things like that. So that should be linked above, and it will be linked in the description box below. All right. Thank you for joining and watching today. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll respond as quickly as I can. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.